Atmospheric pressure and its effects. The Earth is enveloped by a layer of air known as the atmosphere, extending approximately 300 kilometers above the surface. Being a form of matter, air exerts a force or weight on the Earth's surface and everything on or near it. This force, when applied over a unit area, is termed atmospheric pressure. Begin with an empty and clean oil can and add approximately 0.25 liters of water. Heat the can until all the air is expelled and steam freely exits from its mouth. After sealing the can with a lid, immediately remove it from the heat. Quickly pour cold water over the can. Upon cooling, the steam inside the can condenses back into water, creating a vacuum within the can. This vacuum results in an imbalance between the external atmospheric pressure and the internal pressure of the can, leading to the can's collapse. This demonstrates that the atmosphere outside the can exerts a pressure which is known as atmospheric pressure. Applications of atmospheric pressure. Action of rubber suckers. Air is forced. Rubber suckers are used as hooks in the bathroom and kitchens. When a rubber sucker is pressed against the wall or any other surface, the air between the wall or the surface and the sucker is forced out. This creates a partial vacuum in between. Sucking a drink with a straw. A drinking straw works on the principle of air pressure. When you suck on a straw, you suck out the air in the straw, thus reducing air pressure inside the straw. The higher atmospheric pressure on the surface of the drink forces the drink up the straw to your mouth. Nosebleeds can occur at high altitudes. The low air pressure at high altitudes, like when a jet plane is flying, can cause various issues for the human body, and one of the effects is nosebleeds. At high altitudes, the air pressure is significantly lower than it is at ground level. This difference in pressure between the body's internal blood pressure and the low external pressure can lead to the rupture of small blood vessels in the nasal passages, causing a nosebleed. Filling ink into a fountain pen. To fill ink, the nib of the pen is dipped into ink. When rubber tube of the pen is pressed, air from the rubber tube goes out in the form of bubbles. This causes a fall in the air pressure inside the tube. When the tube is released, the ink rises into it due to the atmospheric pressure on the surface of ink. Filling a syringe with a liquid. The syringe is kept with its opening just inside a liquid and the plunger is lowered till its base. Now when the plunger is pulled up in the barrel, there is no air inside and thus the pressure inside the barrel below the plunger is much less than the atmospheric pressure acting on the liquid surface. As a result, the atmospheric pressure forces the liquid to rise up in the syringe. Measuring atmospheric pressure using a barometer. A barometer is an instrument designed to measure atmospheric pressure. Its invention is credited to Torricelli in 1643. The construction of a basic barometer involves the following components and steps. Construction elements. The barometer consists of a glass tube, approximately 100 centimeters long, with a uniform and narrow bore. One end of this tube is sealed. Filling the tube. The tube is filled with pure, dry mercury, ensuring no air bubbles remain inside. Inverting the tube. After sealing the open end with a thumb, the tube is inverted and submerged in a ball filled with mercury, creating the Torricellian vacuum. Upon removing the thumb from the open end, while still under the mercury surface in the ball, some of the mercury from the tube flows into the ball. This outflow creates a vacuum at the top of the tube, known as the Torricellian vacuum. Observing the mercury level. At sea level, the mercury in the tube stabilizes at a height of 76 centimeters above the mercury level in the ball. Understanding the pressure equilibrium. This equilibrium signifies that the pressure exerted by the 76 cm high column of mercury in the tube is equal to the atmospheric pressure exerted by the air column at the surface of mercury in the ball. Changes in atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is not constant and varies with changes in altitude, season, temperature, and other factors. This variability is reflected in the readings of a barometer. If the barometric height is less than 76 centimeters, it indicates a decrease in air pressure, while a reading above 76 centimeters suggests an increase. Factors not affecting barometric height. Torricelli observed that certain factors do not influence the height of the mercury column in a barometer, as long as the air pressure remains unchanged. The shape or size of the tube does not affect the vertical height of the mercury column. Factors affecting the barometric height. Various factors can alter barometric readings. Presence of moisture in mercury. If mercury is damp or a liquid like water, ether, or alcohol is introduced above the mercury column, the barometric height decreases. This drop is due to vaporization in the vacuum, where vapors exert pressure on the mercury, forcing it down. Converting atmospheric pressure to pascals. Atmospheric pressure at sea level and 0 degrees Celsius is equivalent to a mercury column height of 76 centimeters or 0.76 meters. This pressure can be converted into pascals using the formula. Here, H represents the height of the mercury column, ρ is its density, 13.6 gcm superscript 3 or 13.6 times 10 superscript 3 kg m superscript 3, and g is the acceleration due to gravity, 9.8 ms superscript 2. Reason for expressing barometric pressure in centimeters of mercury instead of Pascal. Barometric pressure is commonly expressed in centimeters of mercury rather than in Pascal. This practice stems from the direct relationship between pressure and the height of a mercury column in a barometer. According to the formula P is equal to h rho g, where P is pressure, h is the height of the mercury column, ρ is the density of mercury, and g is the acceleration due to gravity, the pressure is directly proportional to the height of the mercury column. Since the density of mercury and the acceleration due to gravity at a given place are constants, the pressure measurement becomes straightforwardly related to the height of the mercury column. Therefore, expressing pressure in terms of the height of the mercury column in centimeters is a practical and direct method. Reasons for using mercury in barometers. Mercury is the preferred liquid in barometric measurements due to several key properties. Low vapor pressure. At ordinary temperatures, mercury's vapor pressure is almost negligible. It does not evaporate in vacuum conditions. This ensures that the mercury column in a barometer accurately reflects true atmospheric pressure without interference from vapor. High density. The density of mercury is equal to 13.6 by 103 kilograms m3 is greater than that of any other liquid, so only 0.76 m height of mercury column is needed to balance the normal atmospheric pressure. Use of other liquids will require a much longer tube. Purity. Mercury can be easily purified, which is crucial for accurate atmospheric pressure measurement. Since pressure measurement is directly proportional to the density of the liquid used, the purity of mercury ensures precise readings. Visibility. Being an opaque and shiny liquid, mercury is clearly visible in the glass tube of a barometer. This visibility facilitates easy reading of measurements. Non-wetting characteristics. Mercury does not wet the glass sides of the tube, which is important for accurate measurement. This non-wetting property prevents adhesion to the tube's sides, ensuring that the mercury level accurately represents atmospheric pressure without any distortion caused by surface tension. Drawbacks of using water in barometers. Using water as a barometric liquid presents several practical challenges. Impractical length requirement. The density of water is low, is equal to 103 kilograms m3, so nearly 10.4 m height of water column is needed to balance the atmospheric pressure. But it is highly inconvenient to take a tube of height 10.4 m for a barometer. Vaporization issue. Under vacuum conditions, water tends to vaporize. This vaporization can interfere with accurate atmospheric pressure readings, as the water vapor would affect the pressure inside the barometer. Visibility concerns. Water is transparent, making it difficult to observe inside a glass tube. This lack of visibility complicates the reading of precise measurements. Defects of a simple barometer. The simple barometer design has several inherent flaws. Inaccuracy due to mercury level changes. The level of mercury in the ball doesn't always align with the zero mark on the barometer scale. This discrepancy arises because the mercury level in the ball fluctuates with changes in atmospheric pressure, affecting the readings inside the tube. Impracticality in transportation. Moving the barometer from one location to another is not convenient. There's a high risk of mercury spilling, which poses both a safety hazard and a challenge to maintaining the instrument's integrity. Difficulty in maintaining vertical alignment. Keeping the barometer tube perfectly vertical is challenging. Any deviation from the vertical can result in incorrect atmospheric pressure readings. Lack of protection for the glass tube. The glass tube in a simple barometer is typically unprotected. This lack of protection increases the risk of the tube breaking, which can compromise the instrument's functionality and safety. Risk of mercury contamination. Exposure of mercury to the air can lead to contamination with impurities. Such contamination alters the mercury's density, potentially leading to inaccurate atmospheric pressure readings.